Good morning, my dear friends. We've arrived at another garden. This time we're on the border of Greater Poland and Kwiaty Pomeranian. I can't wait to go into that garden because it's a real labyrinth of plants and lots of different elements. I will look for Klaudia there, but before we do, here's a question for you. Have you already seen the previous episodes in this edition of the Wow Garden project? If not, here's the link to the playlist. And of course, I encourage you to subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, and join me in searching for Klaudia in this maze. So let's run and look for Klaudia in her garden. A garden that looks like a maze. I'm a little tired, but I can see Klaudia now. Hi.
Hi, welcome.
My dear, you really need to be in good shape to get around here.
I'll be honest, you really do. You can walk quite a bit on these winding paths.
It's a real labyrinth. I absolutely feel like I'm in a real labyrinth here, so in a moment we'll head into the garden and you'll tell us a short story about your garden.
All right, please come in. So let's go.
Klaudia, my most important question is, where did the idea for the garden even come from? And first of all, how long have you been working in this garden?
The idea basically came from dreams.
Every year we plant something here, we come up with something new. The garden is 16 years old, but the flower beds were added gradually over that time.
Every day, month and year. This part is about 10 years old.
But the first trees, because I see there are big trees, there must have been some plant here, right?
Exactly, there were some bigger pine trees over there. These spruces, they've been here from the beginning. They're about 20 years old, and back then we just planted other plants around those trees. We began in those shady corners, moved deeper into the garden, and that's how we arrived. We just kept going.
We kept going, and attention.
Question?
We can reveal to you that the width of this garden is 16
meters.
Listen, listen, it's amazing that you can build such a space in 16 meters, but there's a question for you, because we're asking different questions now, so write in the comments how long this garden is. We'll walk around this garden a few more times. Write in the comments the number you think is the length of this garden. Later, Klaudia and I will write, maybe in the second episode, we'll say what the length was. Okay, so it's narrow and long, which generally means it's difficult.
Challenging, but not really, since we intended winding paths from the start and the flower beds were designed for them, so we mostly followed those curves.
You didn't want a long train like that, you wanted to create rooms, like
nooks and mysterious corners, maybe like that.
When I came, I called it a kind of garden escape room.
Because after...
You just don't know what to expect or where, exactly. Here, there's some open space with a children's area, and over there, there's another place to sit. For a moment, that's your zone where you work most often. You exaggerate. There really are a lot of these nooks and crannies, so it definitely takes a lot of time. And this
is a pleasant time. Well, a lot. I spend every free moment in the garden.
Instead of...
When I want to relax or think, I come here.
You'll tell us in a moment what your day looks like in such a garden, okay?
No problem.
The paths in your garden are a natural element. I see that they are quite wide and covered with different kinds of stones. Was there ever an idea to use something other than stone?
There used to be grass, but it didn't work for us since it's narrow here. We walk here very often, so the grass would get trampled down.
Only in that particular spot.
Yes, I was just tired of reseeding the grass, constantly taking care of it and mowing, weaving around. So one year I just decided that we would start making these paths out of stone. That's how we went about it from the beginning, systematically replacing a few tons at a time. And since we had to transport it with wheelbarrows, we couldn't do it all at once.
Note that car access to your plot isn't available here due to the narrow area. Entry is only from the side.
The downside of this garden is no car access.
And tell me, do these paths cause you any problems? Because a lot of viewers always ask, you know, a lot of different things grow, stuff settles in these stones. Is there a big problem? I don't think so, but maybe...
Generally, no. It's nice that plants self-seed, so I can take them for seedlings. It's very easy, yes.
Because here it's good to...
See them, right? Yes, you can see them perfectly. But in the summer, for example, when there are strong winds, single leaves just appear here, and that's when I have to pick them up by hand. I walk around and collect them because they bother me in the summer.
Claudia, with all these plants, do you know how many you actually have? I have no idea.
In the thousands.
In the thousands. Are there any plants that you really like that are your favorite plants, that are the kind of plants you can't imagine this place without?
Yes, there are. It's the barberries because they add colorful spots here, and I have these barberries in many varieties. I plant them, and every now and then a barberry appears somewhere because they're here. They leaf out very quickly, and they really add a lot of variety. Even though
they're not evergreen, they appear very, very quickly and efficiently. Here, for example, is a barberry. I remember back when I was making my first gardens, there was this barberry called Arlequin with white edges, kind of burgundy, and I liked it so much that I put it in every garden. But I feel like we can't show all the plants in your garden, so if you want more, where can people find Klaudia?
Find me on Facebook at Ogród Mój Raj na Ziemi. You're welcome to visit.
And there are more of those plants there. You can see the whole garden. I'll put the link to that profile in the description of this video, but we'll talk a bit more about the plants during our next visit in August. And now we're going to get to know the structure of the garden even better, because besides the paths and the abundance of plants, this garden also consists of a relaxation area and a vegetable area. Also, there's a chicken coop, a children's area, and a photo zone.
There's a bit of everything.
From the birch grove also, and from the area where something else will be happening soon. Yes, so let's go. You can tell us what's going to be there. All right.
In that case, please come with me.
We came to the zone. Recreational? Recreational.
Recreational.
One of them, right?
Yes, one of several.
Because you have several relaxation areas, but this one is special because I feel like there's the most space here.
Yes, this is the only spot where you can see more of the garden, since the area by the gazebo is mostly a hidden corner.
A real labyrinth, visible? Yes, but this is the older garden area, so the plants are also bigger there.
They are bigger there because you can see those bigger trees. And here, this part is 10 years old, and basically something new has been appearing here constantly and intensively for the past 10 years.
In the back, there's a kids' zone. Yes.
Our daughter's playhouse.
Do they play there often or less and less now? Well,
unfortunately, it's used less now, but it's a nice decoration and will remain. It'll be remodeled for grilling, and a second part of the playhouse will be added soon.
And tell me, because we haven't walked through the whole garden. There was a question asked, how long is this garden? How long does it take you to walk from the house to the end of the garden? Well,
at a fast pace, if
you don't bend down for every little thing, right? That's
5 minutes, I think. 5
minutes, listen, but
at a fast pace.
And this zone is about halfway, right? Yes. So it's also a bit away from the house, but I feel like because it's so built up with these bigger and smaller plants, there's a sense of peace here, because even though it's narrow, there are neighbors on every side. Yes. You can't really see those neighbors? Yes.
It's really nice and secluded here because it's overgrown.
And tell me this, to encourage our second visit, will there be something in August that isn't here yet, something we can't see now?
Yes, there are a lot of perennial grasses here. Exactly. Perennial plants are hidden throughout and just starting to emerge, so colorful spots will appear everywhere. The asters are just starting to bloom. I have several varieties just beginning to flower in September, so they won't be here yet either, but there's always something happening here, especially from June all the way until late November. And
Do you have any plants that bloom in early spring? Any bulbs? Do you grow bulbs?
there are some tulips, there are some spring ones here, but just a few, because in the spring I don't really rest in the garden. I don't enjoy it. Not everything. I just cut everything after winter and clean up. There's so much work here, so I focus more on summer and spring parts of the garden, and I lean more towards plants that bloom in summer and autumn.
Listen, let's go even further now, because there's something there that I always appreciate in a garden. Not everyone can do this. If you have a small garden, you can't, but having your own nursery is great. A little private nursery like that.
This is actually one of my favorite places
It's kind of technical, but at the same time you have...
I call it the working part of the garden.
But it's nice at your place too.
Well, because there are also some ornamental plants smuggled in there, and it always looks a bit more charming that way.
And then there's just the vegetable garden and only the grove and only the greenhouse.
And the area to manage, which only matters there.
Let's go take a look. Yes. Klaudia, we're in your workspace. Yes, Claudia's kingdom.
My workspace.
Everywhere feels like your kingdom. There's the seed bed. What is the seed bed? What kind of place is it? Explain.
I grow seedlings here from our garden plants and separate them. Then I have new plants that I can plant in my garden after a year, or I can sell or give away the surplus here, so I can share the plants with others. That
is very important, because you can make your own seedlings, have some surplus, so if something doesn't work out, you don't really mind. You also have a classic garden polytunnel, which is rare now since most people prefer greenhouses. Yes, and there's still text incomplete.
such an old, nice greenhouse. You also
Have a greenhouse. Yes, we'll show it in a moment. But here you have a work table, a big one. Yes, you don't have to bend down.
My places are ideal for making cuttings and supporting your spine.
Have you always had a table like this?
No, my husband took special care of me here this year. And this year, in the spring, the first thing he made for me out of old planks was this table, a place where I could prepare seedlings while standing.
This time not by myself, because I need help since it's heavy. I'll be back soon to tell you what I brought. All right? We brought it. Awesome.
Great.
From Jagram, from the company Jagram. A raised garden bed, but it's so heavy, so Klaudia already said that she has chosen a color for it.
The paint is ready too.
I have some left here from painting the pergola, so it will be beautifully white and gray. Great, awesome. And is the height good?
Perfect. Just no bending over. My back will thank me.
We just need to put this protective foil here. Yes, pour in the soil and
Plant. Get to work.
plant. Yes, there's still time to plant something for a second harvest, so you can, or flowers.
Flowers will be mint. I expect mint as well, since it's spread throughout my garden.
Exactly. That's what I'm wondering, because we've been walking around this garden and there is mint in many places. I even asked Klaudia how she deals with it, because I couldn't handle it in my garden. But here it is. And it's not everywhere, it's just like...
Held back, because that's when it's planted and it's put into pots. And in those pots, it grows in different places. There's mint in the raised beds too, because...
I couldn't handle it.
You can see it there. Oh, the mint looks beautiful there.
Well, we're about to go to that area. It's in...
The rice over there, held back. It won't escape there.
We're heading to the vegetable and chicken coop areas, since the coop is also important.
There have to be healthy eggs.
And also in front of that greenhouse where Klaudia is taking pictures, because Klaudia is a photographer, she takes pictures, so we'll show that too. Klaudia will explain what's going to happen there.
A lot is going to happen.
Let's go. The utility area, meaning the vegetable garden, greenhouse and chicken coop, is basically as big as my entire garden. So tell me, what's going on here? Step by step here.
Well, there's also a storm here. Here are our raised beds, which were supposed to be just for herbs, but seeds from the compost ended up here. So this year, all sorts of flowers and perennials have come up, so we have everything here.
We have parsley, chives, mint, rudbeckia, and even goldenrod here.
So there will be everything.
Catch flies, ragged robins, everything will bloom beautifully here, yes. It has to be.
Colorful.
Okay. And behind us, we'll show it in a moment, there's magi, which means there's lovage. I usually pick these flowers because I feel bad later the leaves don't.
But it's actually a shame to pick them because for me they have decorative value and I already have so much lovage frozen that it will be more than enough for me for the whole year and I'll still have some left. So I leave this lovage for myself. The rooster agrees. There should be a flower.
On the lovage, killer rooster, right? Yes. That's right. To raise such a rooster on your own chest. Well, but all right, someone has to be in charge, right? So it's like this rooster takes care of everything here, right?
He keeps everything in order.
Okay, in the greenhouse, because we were already leaving the greenhouse, we showed you have...
I have grapes, tomatoes, and greenhouse cucumbers, and my seedlings too. I also have hostas there, more shade-loving plants because we have shade cloth in that greenhouse. So the seedlings and hostas grow wonderfully there, and basically we use that greenhouse more for seedlings.
Okay, and now you said there will be a new zone, a new vegetable zone, right? Yes, raised beds, yes. And will there definitely be vegetables in them?
I think so, but if some flowers appear, I won't mind at all.
Let's go then. You can tell us where it will appear.
Okay, all right.
That's the area you've been rebuilding since spring, right? Yes.
Yes, exactly. There's an entirely new section. Almost everything has changed and the ground has been leveled and prepped here for the creation of new raised garden beds.
And when will they be ready?
Well, I hope soon, so...
When we come in August, everything depends.
On my husband!
We'll arrive in August, so something will appear here.
Something will already show up here, something will already change here. That area will expand here. I already see a winding path and will plant the waiting plants there.
A winding path? Does your vision of this garden have an end? Vision?
The vision doesn't end, the plot does. Aha.
At least that's something, but still...
We can always buy more from Mr. Ochu. It's the neighbors, which...
Maybe it'll correlate.
We hope that something else happens here someday.
We'll end there. Maybe the vision will correlate with the size of the plot. Yes. All right, so here will be the vegetable garden, here will be the path down, and over there is your photography zone.
Yes, this area is where I enjoy spending time, both with clients during sessions and as a play space for my daughter. Here in the summer, when we spend a lot of time in the garden, this is also a place for her where she can sit, draw, and relax. She can play here as a little princess because this room is like a little summer room. It's our gazebo.
And do you change the decorations?
This is the greenhouse's first year and we've had this decor since March, but it will be changed for winter. It'll have a winter theme with various setups. I'll see what ideas I come up with.
Well, Christmas always looks good.
There will be a piano coming in here for the holiday sessions. It just needs to be painted and there will be a new arrangement with Christmas trees. Beautiful, I see it already.
Fantastic, because it's such a perfect addition to this garden. It's worth mentioning that this greenhouse is almost at the end of this garden.
Almost, yes.
So we're at the end and now we're going back to the beginning. We'll show the relaxation area nearest the house. Yes, the one for quick breaks by the gazebo.
By the pond.
By the water feature.
Yes.
Yes, near the old water feature, because there's one here.
Yes, this is the garden's oldest part, built first by my dad and grandpa from field stones. This was the first thing created here. Later we wanted to adapt everything else to this area. That's why we incorporated the field stone here. That's why there are stones everywhere. And we wanted to keep that style so that it would simply match what was originally planned here by my dad and my grandpa.
So let's go see it now. You'll see how beautiful the irises are there. Those yellow water irises, really huge irises. We're walking through this really atmospheric place here. Listen. A little bridge, like a footbridge over your pond here. Yes. It's like a relaxing, homey spot. You can't really tell the pond is big, right?
It's large, overgrown, and somewhat neglected. But one day, the time will come for us to make it beautiful here again. So it becomes a nice, interesting place.
We've come again to the beginning of your garden, so let's sit down in this gazebo. We'll talk some more. And you still have something to reveal to us here. What's in the garden?
All right.
The gazebo is near the house and quite overgrown. Does it offer relief on hot days? Yes, because...
This is actually a nicer place to be on hot days because there's a burning hydrangea here. This whole place is shaded, so it's pleasantly cool here. And these metal furniture pieces too, but
There's a bit of that in the front too, right? Also,
there's a nice draft here.
so that's great. You know what? It's because it's wooded here and there are so many plants.